Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Activian Pulse Netop Podcast. We have a fantastic guest today. This is going to be an amazing podcast. And with us, of course, as always in these Netop podcasts, is Janine Caneo. Janine, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Steve. Excited to be here and excited to talk to Michael, too.
Yes, and so let me just introduce Michael Chatzilias from Akeydor, who is all over Europe, as his company does amazing deals with Netop, and he's been working on Netop 20, maybe longer, 30 years, something like that. It's really amazing history Michael has. We won't be able to get into all that today because we have lots of interesting topics to go through. But Michael, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very, very much. And I'm super excited to meet you, Steve and Janine, and I'm super excited to be here in this podcast. Hi, everyone.
And Michael, let me just add one more thing before we start the questions. You are actually one of the two founders of Akeydor, which is very interesting. And during the podcast, it'll be interesting to hear about some of your experiences with all the various customers across Europe that you've worked with. So Janine, I know you had some questions to start us off. And Janine, before you do that, can you just go ahead and give a little brief rundown about yourself and your role with Netop, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Steve. So I am the enterprise sales manager and partnership manager for Netop Remote Control across the Americas. My focus at Netop is providing secure and scalable remote access and management solutions to our customers. We are at Netop really working on some cutting edge development in terms of what we're able to offer our customers in terms of connections both at the OS level and into the out of band management and BIOS level. And I really am interested to hear today about how Michael has been serving his customers with Netop Remote Control. Michael, thank you so much for being here. We're going to dig into the value of Netop, how you serve your customers across Akeydor. But first, I'd like for you to talk to us a little bit more about, in your opinion, what makes a good business partnership?
Janine, we have to build a history together. There has to be some common ground. When you enter a relationship in the beginning, you don't really know if it's going to work. You need some kind of background to back it up. You need some kind of history together. So you have a common point to talk about in a few years, like 20 years later. Now, today, we have so much to talk about, so many customers, so many happy customers that we both know that we have pleased with Netop. We have gone through the difficulties. We have gone through the good times together. So the history, the chemistry, and all this, the big picture that we have built together, that really makes a great partnership. It can take 6 months, a year, it can take 20 years. From my point of view, in reference to Netop, it took me like a day to confirm and to understand that this would be a fantastic partnership.
So can you tell me a little bit more about how you came to partner with Netop and the relationship that Akeydor built with our solution?
Sure. It goes back many, many, many years ago, dinosaur years at that time. Back in the 90s, I entered a very small office. The name of the company at that time was Danware Data, located in Helu, just outside Copenhagen in Denmark. So when I got in, I saw diskettes, those small desks. The company was fantastic. It was a pioneer in remote access on the OS2 platform and DOS platform, and later on the Windows. Very, very fast at that time, back in the 90s. I understood that the company would be the pioneer in remote access. There would be the benchmark for the security in remote access on multiple layers of security. So our relationship goes back to the 90s when everything started back then. When an organization, and that struck me back then, when an organization would need any type of simple one-to-one remote control, they would just pick anything. But when an organization needed a secure solution for their on-premise at that time needs, they would ring us. An IT person working on the server, and the server needed a reboot and support and remote access and so much. So he would stand up and go down to the basement where the server was located, and he would manually reboot the server. And that made him so tired over the months. So he himself built that small program that would remotely reboot the server from his desk. That was the birth, that was the very, very beginning of the pioneer of Netop remote control at that time. And it was a fantastic story.
And I think it really is interesting that even today, what NetOp is still known for are those super secure remote connections. A lot of our customers still use us on premise, and because we have that history of super secure remote connections, of being innovative in the market, they also trust our cloud product and trust that we are just as security focused when it comes to the cloud as we are to delivering super secure remote access for our on-premise customers. So what, in your opinion, outside of what we're able to offer to our customers in terms of security, what other unique advantages does NetOps technology bring to Akeydor and the clients that you serve?
Well, first of all, just adding up on the security level, Netop has been indeed the benchmark for security because of the multiple layers, because of the centralized authentication, which is called the security server. One of the great advantages, just leaving security out, one of the very greatest advantages of Netop has been the possibility to log the events centrally on the security server. It's no lack that the banking and the retail sector they have chosen Netop for the logging as well possibilities. And here's what that means. When a user needs to access and do some sessions like remote access, file transfer, remote management, play with the BIOS or the backend, all this is being logged centrally. So the IT directors of a large organization with lots of security and compliance needs can, at any time they want, centrally see and provide proof to the management and to the compliance authorities of what has been done, when, by whom. This is extremely important, and it's a unique point in addition to the multiple layers of security. It's important to say, in addition to that, that Netop did not, and does not transfer data. And this is what makes it super fast. Netop has transferred bitmap modes, which means that only screen transfers from one location to another. And that doesn't require much bandwidth. And this is why Netop is probably the fastest product out there, both on premise and on the cloud. So ease of use on the user interface, centralized logging of events for large organizations, multi-layers of security, centralized security with security server are just some of the core advantages of the super product.
Yeah, thank you for elaborating on those. I'd love to hear a little bit more about how those advantages work to serve specific customers and use cases that you've addressed at Akeydor.
Sure. Starting back in the 90s, again, the end of the 90s brought us in Spain with the Caja Rurales banking organizations. At that time, a group of banks made an alliance together, and that they named Caja Rurales, which means that group of banks gets together to streamline processes, to streamline financial needs for the money for companies and so forth. So they were independent. Each caja, each bank was independent, could make decisions independently from another. And all of them, we had thousands of branches still independently choosing Netop for their remote access needs. So that tells us that although they were independent, they still, each and every one of them made the choice to use Netop to transfer invoices, to transfer the logging of events from one bank to another, and from all the banks to the central bank for centralized management. Amadeus, also in Spain, they have been using Netop for internal support and external support to their own branches across Spain. The Del Heise group consists of the retail, as you know, the retail sector. They have Alpha, so many use case is the Panama Canal. Centrally, they used to be able to open the gate centrally from their port offices. Cases, as far as I remember, a unique case every week coming to us for a unique need. And the common grounds of each customer coming to us was security and logging. The cloud connection, the need to remote access over the cloud, is only a recent one over the last 12 years approximately. And despite all the requirements, we still provide a superb product for the cloud. It's very important to say that large organizations in retail, finance, and shipping, specifically those who are stock listed companies, they must abide to certain compliance protocols such as PCI DSS, SOX, HIPAA, and so forth. Again, one of the reasons is the compliance of Netop to those protocols that they choose our product.
Yeah, one of the most common points of, I would say, Netop interest is after an organization fails an audit. They usually come and say, okay, you know what, the remote tool that we were using, whether it was a free remote tool, whether it was kind of a plug and play cloud connection, it just doesn't provide that security and compliance, and that's why they seek out Netop. So thinking about all of that as we continue to innovate, you know, over the last 12 years, like you said, we've really developed a robust cloud portal solution. So looking forward to the future, what upcoming innovations in NetOp's technology stack are you particularly excited about to bring to your customers?
It's already happening, Janine. I mean, the integration with Intel is just it's already fantastic. It's there, it's happening, it's every day, and many of our customers in the world still don't know about it. Our integration, Netop's integration with Intel, just means that the IT user, the guest, the module of the supporter is called the guest module, and the remote module is called the host. So the guest, the supporter, is able to access and play around and manage the resources of the remote computer of the host even before the operating system starts on BIOS level. And this is a unique capability. This is incredible for locked up servers.
Yes.
This is incredible for farming computers where human action is not there. This is one of the unique points, and we must spread it out to the world. So my team is investing quite a lot of resources on how we can expand on that.
Yeah, and in case our listeners might not be aware of the awesome integration we have with Intel, please check out the podcast that we did prior to this one, because I was joined by Corey and Min from the Intel vPro team, and we really went into how this solution can serve our customers at that, I would say, that complete remote access control and management level. Because now we're not just talking about connecting to a machine like you're standing right in front of it, but we're talking, like you said, managing that machine before you even get to the OS. When we're talking, critical remediation, reboots, blue screen remediation, all of these things that usually take time and money to send somebody to. Now we're improving uptime and efficiency, giving our customers more bang for their buck.
Exactly, Janine.
So closing this out here, we talked a lot about security and how that is a concern for your customers and how NetOp serves them. I would love to hear a little bit more about Akeydor's position and where you see yourself going and serving your customers. Maybe we'll talk about with NetOp in the next 20 years.
Yes, exactly. This is something that I'm thinking every day. Even when I sleep, I think about things like that. So as the Netop brand and the capabilities have grown, we've seen more and more larger customers. So the shift has been from medium-sized customers and few large customers into the very large sector, with the thousands, tens of thousands. So we are seeing our team investing time and resources on expanding the Netop brand, on working with the Intel capability of bringing back features that are still there, but they're sleeping. For example, the closed user group, which is based on a serial number uniqueness. So the guest and the host have to have the same specialized serial number in order to connect. And again, banks love that. So we are looking ahead for the next 20, 25 years to expand on the brand, to make more happy customers everywhere, perhaps to expand on the markets, the market areas as well. We are very, very fast in communications, which means that customers appreciate fast communications, which means that as the brand grows, it will be heard out in more and more places around the world, in many cases, remote places in the world. And we are there to pick this up and to respond very, very fast. Our radars are always up to listen to the new features that you guys are bringing up. But at the moment, I would say that Intel, the security levels and the logging capabilities are the ones that we are totally happy with. We are seeing Netop as an asset management security product with superb remote access capabilities. And that's how I would like to see the product, say the solution for the next 20 years to go. So we will be on events, we'll be on podcasts and videos, we'll be on shows, we'll be everywhere to make sure that our customers remain happy.
Thank you, Michael. It was such a pleasure to talk to you today. You were so engaging, and wow, the history that you brought, the knowledge you brought about the product and how it serves your customers, just so impressive. If people are interested in connecting with you and learning more about Akeydor and seeking you out to serve their remote management needs, how do you recommend that they contact you?
Yeah, as I said, we're extremely fast in picking this up. Anyone can find us very, very easy by visiting us online on akeydor.com. You can try inquiries and we'll see your email right away.
Thank you, Michael. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Janine, and thank you, Steve, very, very much. It was wonderful to be here with you guys.